Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Today is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. I'm finding this helps me know what the date is when I say this out loud. I'm actually calculating what the date is every time. Like, I think yesterday was the 9th. So it's the 10th. So we're going to be looking at a lot of interesting stories. We've got a lot of super interesting stories because, I mean, some days we just got to pack it. You know, sometimes we got to pack it. There's not a lot of news going on out there, but today is not one of those days. XRP, am I right? There's definitely a lot of crazy stuff going on with XRP right now. Big pump overnight. Kind of knew that was going to happen before it happened. A couple hours before anyways. We're going to be talking about some billions of dollars of Ethereum that was moved. Billions of dollars I had mentioned maybe yesterday on the show that were moved over the weekend. More information than I was told before it became public. Eric Howell says, BitBoy, say something funny. Well, there was a comment earlier that said that I'm always late because I have little legs. It's hard for me to get here quickly.
Can't keep up.
Can't keep up, you know. You guys know. I'm very short person. Actually, this behind me here? I mean, this is only like No, go back to the close shot. This is only a foot off the ground here. So I'm actually just a torso.
You're basically just a gnome.
No offense to people who are just torsos. We love those people.
You're a gnome. That's what I was going to say.
I'm what?
A gnome.
A gnome?
I don't think any gnomes would be offended.
Is that offensive? Did TJ just say something offensive?
No.
Gnomes.
No.
You think it's okay to be a gnome?
I don't think
to say the word gnome. How do you think gnomes feel about this?
I don't think they care. They're just traveling the world, living their best life.
I've never seen a gnome move. I see them out in somebody's front yard or in a garden, and they just sit there.
You haven't seen the Travelocity traveling gnome?
Yeah, it's funny because they don't actually travel. That's the joke, TJ.
No,
that one you didn't get the joke. I don't
that
think
one
you get
definitely travels. I've seen it all over the world.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, can we do the show?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's do the show. Guys, coming in right now, 1.17 million subscribers. We finally ticked up. So thank you to all the subscribers of the channel. Guys, don't forget to follow us on Twitter. We just hit 480,000. We head toward 500,000 in followers. A lot of those people on Twitter are jealous because we have outgrown almost all the top accounts there. We've got a few more that we're chasing. We will be number one before it's over with, for sure. Guys, don't forget to join our contest here. 5 ETH to 5 million. Can you look up an update on that? Can you get our latest Slack update and read that, how close we are to 5 million at this point?
Yes, I can. Give me just a second.
Somebody said BitBoy versus gnomes. I would destroy a gnome. Oh my gosh, if it was prejudice for TJ to mention a gnome, I probably shouldn't say that I would destroy one.
Are Smurfs gnomes?
No, Smurf isn't.
Smurfs are Smurfs?
I mean, yeah, they're pretty similar. I mean, Papa Smurf certainly looks like he's wearing the wrong hat, I would think. You know, you put a hat on him.
Yes.
You into Smurf hat? Were you into Smurf hat as a kid?
No.
I was into Smurf hat. I liked her pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, Jessica Rabbit. You know, they have a Jessica Rabbit. I was real big.
So we're coming in at 4.852.
4.852. So
yeah.
We're getting much closer. We're almost at 4.9,
yeah.
And then we'll just have another 100,000. We'll be there. So shouldn't happen as long as Bitcoin's moving up. Man, I mentioned I was going to do this. Guys, if you sign up right now for an account with Caleb and Brown, this is an OTC trading desk. They do minimum of $2,000 trades. So this is an OTC desk where you have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. If you want to cash out or you want to put some money in the market, you don't want to go with a big fee on Coinbase, you can use Caleb and Brown. If you sign up for Caleb and Brown through our link here, we're going to be giving away $5,000, sponsored by Caleb and Brown by the end of the week. Let's say Monday. We'll give it away on Monday. Can you make a note of that?
I can.
Yeah. So they'll choose, and then we'll announce the winner on Monday. So if you sign up for a Caleb and Brown account, you get a chance at $5,000. So check that out if you want. Guys, don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well. 254K. All right. So here we go on the markets. It actually crossed over 1.9 trillion this morning, didn't it?
It was when I looked at it.
Yeah. First time since May. Right now it's gone down a little bit. I can't really tell what's retraced here. It looks like XRP's retraced a little bit. It was actually up to 85 cents a little earlier today. Bitcoin at 45,167. Let's get back to our top numbers here, though. market volume doing pretty well, 109 billion. I wonder how many days in a row that is of over 100 billion. It's got to be at least 4 or 5, I think. I think last week we had one day in the 70s, and I think it's been above 100 billion ever since. Bitcoin dominance still ranging in the same spot here, ETH ranging between about 19.5 and 20.5 over the last week. And if you want, to get an ETH transaction, that is going to cost you 24.5 Paraguays. Never gets old. Never gets old. Looking at the market, Cardano with a nice pump today, up 5%. Mm-hmm. Binance Coin approaching $400 again. Just looking at some of these numbers that might jump out to me. Solana with another good pump, up 2%. ICP continuing to move up. It's a project I would continue to stay away from. I'm not interested in probably ever owning that again. Ethereum Classic down 2.6%, but 18% for the week. I'm telling you, Ethereum Classic is one that we're looking at, not because it has any actual value other than Digital Currency Group pumps it. So let's look at the biggest pumpers of the day here. That's what everybody wants to know. Axie Infinity again.
Coming back.
35% up 52% for the week. Raven Coin still moving ahead big time. 27%, almost doubled over the last week. Hey. Decentraland, another one we've been looking at adding to our portfolio. Up 10%. Kusama, ICP, Voyager token. Looking down here, Horizon's one that we own a little bit of. I may be ready to get rid of that soon. Maybe
there was
capitulate some
speaking
Horizon.
of Mana, there was another mention of another metaverse Sandbox in the research group. A couple of the people saying that was looking like it was setting up pretty well.
Sandbox.
Too. Yeah, Sandbox.
We love Sandbox. I prefer Sandbox to Decentraland. Why? Because we have a bunch of land there.
There you go.
We missed out on Decentraland. I mean, Decentraland's so expensive. So a lot of people talking about John McComb says BitBoy Political Action Committee. I don't think so.
Did you see?
I will just so y'all know, like I will not. I always thought when I was younger, like maybe I'd be president one day. I mean, confidence, My mom always told me I was great, But I thought about politics for a long time. Like I'm very passionate about politics. I do like politics. We don't talk about it a lot on the channel, but I have officially decided I'm never running for office. It's all a scam. So there's 90% of them that are bought and paid for. The 10% that aren't are made to look crazy all the time, and I'd be in that 10%. I guess people already make me look crazy all the time, so you think I'd be used to it. But also what your family has to go through, your family. That's more what I worry about. I mean, imagine if every day your kids are watching TV and they're slam ads talking about what a terrible human you are. So it's something I've decided I'm not interested in. So Cartesi, a lot of people are talking about Cartesi as it has just been on fire. And look, I want to be clear about some stuff here on this. Cartesi has destroyed it over the last day. Slight retracement if you look at the chart. And a lot of people are looking at the video that we did on Sunday, and they're saying, well, I tell you what, look at Jessica Rabbit. That's pretty funny. Hey, Jessica, that's a nice super chat there. I like that. And a lot of people are saying, oh, BitBoy did this video on Cartesi, and look at how high the price went up, and blah, 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 blah. We've done like 10 Cartesi videos. We've done like 10 Cartesi videos over the last 6 or 7 months. So to think that this one was just like, oh, this one's so great, everybody won, that's not really true. I don't know really who was moving the price there. But I can tell you that the team isn't really that interested in the price action. That's one reason why we love them. So must be some Cartesi whales somewhere out there moving stuff around. But if you got in Cartesi the other day, you definitely have some nice profits. Okay, let's move on to AMA here.
Yeah,
BitSquad Q&A. What's better, Q&A or AMA? AMA? Are we talking about the AMC stuff today? I wonder if it's on here.
I'm not sure that they're.
Did you see that? They're talking about accepting Bitcoin.
I did see that. That's
a pretty cool story.
Let's start with the first question from our buddy from the conference. It's Z-Boss. If you have multiple BTC, would you trade half for ETH or XRP?
I mean, it depends on what the rest of your portfolio looks like. I mean, if you are, if all you have is, let's say, 4 Bitcoin. Let's say you got 4 Bitcoin. That's all you have. I mean, I would say, yes, it's good to take half those, to take 2. And, of course, this is not financial advice. I can't give you financial advice. I'm just a random guy on the internet with a red beard, okay? But what I would tell you is we have our portfolio set up is about 33% Bitcoin, I think, somewhere around there, 30 to 35%. I would definitely say you would need at least half, like maybe 25% of that in XRP, 25% in Ethereum, wherever coins you'd want to break that down. However, if you've already got Ethereum and XRP and you got multiple Bitcoin, then no reason necessarily to jump off that bandwagon.
Okay. All he said was helium mining going into next year, ? And I know we talked a little bit about helium the other day. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is a project we put, I think, $5,000 into last year, and I think it at the peak, I think it was like $80,000 or $90,000. That was a good come up. I mean, that was just took a flyer on it, you know. And helium mining is a thing. They've got little mining devices you put inside your house. Helium puts them out. So it's actually something we talked about doing. We were just talking about this week about maybe getting a helium miner. I think that's something we're interested in. So we'll I think we might as well do it, right?
Yeah,
we'll put our degens on it.
Yeah, we talked about it kind of for a novelty standpoint and to just kind of test. I don't necessarily have long-term optimism, you know, if you're going 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years that everybody's going to be mining helium.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's interesting for right now to test.
Yeah, it's just a flyer. I mean, we're not looking at it as like we're going to get a helium miner and make a lot of money, but every time projects have something like this that we could try out here at the show, I mean, that's going to give us more experience and information on those things.
And I think that's something consistent we found.
DZ, ladies and gentlemen, he brings my water now. He's gone from host to water bringer. Thank you, DZ.
Water boy. Yeah.
The water boy.
That's something I think is pretty consistent that we've both learned with crypto over the years. The more you get your hands on it and play with it and test it yourself, the more success you're going to have, because you never know which ones are going to hit and which ones aren't.
That was exactly my thinking when I brought you out here.
Yeah, just get your hands on it.
Get your hands on you. You know, just get my hands on you. Just play around, see if we can.
See if something good happens.
See if something good happens.
And something
Sweet
good
life of Ben and TJ.
That's right.
Did I just ruin that? Okay.
Maybe. So another question here, kind of the inverse of the first one. All I have is Ethereum right now. Should I sell some of it for BTC, or is this potential the same at this point? Or is the potential the same?
Ethereum potential is always higher than the Bitcoin potential. You know, if you, look, I would say this. I think it's always good to own one Bitcoin. I know the price of Bitcoin's like so high that it's hard for the average person to own one. I think it's good to own one Bitcoin. But and of course we're in a place financially where we've done extremely well over the last few years. And so we really use Bitcoin as more of a hedge against our portfolio. Mm-hmm. But if I were to tell you the best financial advice, just keep all your Ethereum. Ethereum has way more potential than Bitcoin, every way you slice it.
Yeah, when we move into the Bitcoin, it's usually locking in gains from other altcoins. Mm-hmm. Could XRP be worth $20 in 5 years?
XRP could be worth $20 in 3 months. Good. I don't know for a fact it'll happen. We'll talk about some of the SEC XRP stories. So we've had an extension filed. So, you know, my worst fear here is that this drags on for a long time and that we just get a regular XRP run up throughout the rest of the bull run and not the explosive one. I still think the explosive one is coming at some point. I don't think there's any way around that. But I do think that, you know, $20 in 5 years is certainly doable because that would be after another bull run. But within 5 years, we will be having banks adopting XRP for sure.
Chemistry, bro. Solana feels like it's on its own path a little bit. It has not been going up and down with the ETH, and Bitcoin actually pumped up to $40 when Ethereum and BTC were pulling back. What are your thoughts on that? Is it kind of like a chain link? It kind of tends to operate a little bit differently.
I don't think so.
What are your thoughts?
No, I don't think so at all. I think that there's a lot of big money in Solana, and there's enough whales in Solana where they don't have to suppress the price. They just want to let it run. If you look at the connections with FTX, so the FTT token is the same. That basically the long and short of it is the whales already own 90% of it. So I don't know what the percentage that owns Solana, but based on those FTX numbers, there's no incentive to push the price down. They've already got almost all of it. So I don't know what that number is for Solana compared to FTX. I've been told for FTX, it's 90% owned by whales, the FTT token. So, you know, strong relationships to financial cartel in Solana. And that doesn't mean Solana is a bad project, but everything Sam Bankman-Fried touches obviously is tied to the financial cartel. So I would say I just don't think there's incentive to push it down, which is why we don't see as many pullbacks. But we love Solana, and it's sometimes we talk about projects from a perspective of you know, who's controlling them. But then other times we're talking about it in terms of the tech and the platform and what it can do. You know, a lot of times the connection between the fundamentals and the technology and the use case totally detached from the price in most cases, actually. So at least at this point.
Okay, Dash B, thoughts on Zilliqa?
It's fast. It's a project we've covered a lot over the years. It certainly at some points has shown a lot of potential. I kind of put Zilliqa in the theta. I put Zilliqa and Kyber Network kind of in the same category. Both have had massive pumps at certain points, but they usually retreat. I would have put Theta in that same exact category until it finally broke out of that. Now Theta is you know, on its own island. So I would say Zilliqa has the potential to do that, but whether it will do that or not, we just don't know.
And then what levels could you see for BTC or ETH during the next bear market?
Well, let's say Bitcoin goes up to, let's say, I've been saying 100 to 120,000. So let's just say 110,000. If it goes up to 110,000, it has an 85% retracement. That would probably put it around $25,000. So I'd see Bitcoin going back to test. Isn't there a gap at 24,000? I think there is.
CME gap?
Yeah, CME gap.
I believe.
So I can definitely see it pressing down towards the $24,000 level. That was a number a lot of people were thinking we would hit. A lot of the people that were dead wrong, and I told them they were dead wrong the whole time. A lot of people said that's the level we were going to. And, you know, it's so interesting to me now. You know, so many of the people that were the same people that were saying the 24,000, now they're saying we definitely bottomed it. I knew it all the time. No, you didn't. There were only a few people out here telling you, don't sell your Bitcoin, don't sell your Ethereum. George's one of them. I was one of them. There were certainly others out there. Crypto Stash was one of them. But outside of very few, a lot of people were not giving you the message that we were giving here. And so I definitely think that, you know, you got to factor that in. A lot of these people, and this is why I said on Around the Blockchain when I was talking to, I believe Gareth was on the show from In the Money on YouTube. And, you know, I told him, I said, he's right about everything he said. His timeline is wrong. We will see that retracement. It's just not time for it yet. And so I do think we could see $24,000 to $30,000 once we get over 100K. I think that's definitely the cards. For Ethereum, it's a little harder to say, honestly, because I don't have a price target like I have for Bitcoin at $110,000. Let's say Ethereum goes to, let's just say $10,000. It usually drops 95%. That would put it back around $500. I don't think we'll see that. I don't think we will see Ethereum go below its previous all-time high of $1,418. So I would say we could really look for Ethereum probably to get somewhere in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, and this is after it goes up anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000.
They're talking about the big chicken in the Twitch chat.
Why are they talking about the big chicken?
Somebody asked you your thoughts on the big chicken.
Okay, sure, I got thoughts on big chicken. Big chicken is an iconic Cobb County icon, an iconic icon. It's like a tweet on Twitter.
Yep.
It's a large, well, let me pull it up so people know here.
It's funny, I hadn't thought about that in forever. And then I was talking to Bobby about the Hit Factory and how we can do the front and some cool lights and different things we can do. And he was like, this is going to be more iconic than the big chicken. Like everybody who drives by here will know about this building.
I love that. So here is the big chicken. It's a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think at some point maybe it got damaged by a storm, got rebuilt. It's just an icon here. In Marietta is where it is. It's about probably 20 minutes from our office. And I love it. The beak opens and closes like this. You know, don't get this confused with a gator chomp here. It's not a gator chomp. Go dogs. And then the eye rolls around in a circle. So it's like, it's pretty cool. I mean, you ain't never seen a KFC like it. So,
all right.
And I personally, I do love KYC. It's one of my places, or KFC. No, I hate KYC. Yeah. I like KFC. I've been in crypto too long. If KFC, you know, if I'm eating KFC, it means that I've totally given up on any semblance of trying to eat healthy. So try not to eat there at all. But I love it. It's great.
And the other version of that would be Arby's, right?
Those Arby's. Yeah. When I'm eating Arby's, like I've given up. I love Arby's too. Like I love Arby's. Like I like to go get the gigantic roast beef and cheddar sandwich with the curly, I like to get the family size cheese sticks and then whatever shake they got, the orange dream shake or the mint chocolate shake. They got a lot of good shakes there.
All right, let's move on just real quick. Last question for the super chat on YouTube from Shep Stacks. Thoughts on Audius?
Somebody said the KFC bowl is the bowl of shame. Audius, we have a video coming out on Audius. I just recorded this morning. So you'll hear all my thoughts on that here pretty soon. I don't actually know what day we're putting it out, but I did just record it. So we're excited about Audius. We think it's good.
Yep. All right, let's get to some charts.
Okay. All right, let's get to some charts here. So here we are looking at Bitcoin. We're currently at $45,219. Market Cipher, I mean, let's see. This is on the 4-hour chart. I like to go to the daily chart here. Let me remove these drawings here. And guys, and we haven't talked about this since this happened because it's on vacation. Then I didn't notice it yesterday. But I want to show you guys something very significant that has occurred. And guys, you're probably seeing YouTubers everywhere talking about Bitcoin buy signals. We are having so much positive indication for Bitcoin right now that it's insane. And we'll look at some stories here in a little bit that we'll probably talk about some of that with the supply squeeze and things like that. But before we do that, how many people are watching right now?
I got about 10,200 watching, only 2,000 likes.
10,200 people liking or watching, 2,000 people liking. Let's get that number up. If you could do us a favor, X out of the live chat. If you're watching on mobile, hit the like button, come back. If you're watching on a computer, all you gotta do is just hit the like. If you're watching on a smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, hit more actions or more options, and then hit like on the video. Or if you're a sour Cindy or a negative Nancy, just hit that dislike button. Don't bother me at all. I don't ever look at the numbers. So go ahead and hit whatever you want to hit. Okay. I mean, surely we can get to 6,500 today. Let's try to go 6,500.
And Twitch people, please sub.
Thank you to our Twitch viewers as well. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you. Please subscribe or sub. I don't know the lingo. If you're watching on TikTok, thank you for that. And if you're watching on Theta, we love you too. All right. Okay. So, but I want to show you this thing that's very significant here on the chart for Bitcoin. You guys know we do use Market Cipher pretty extensively on this channel. It's what we used earlier in the year to trade on. I'm not doing a lot of trading, which is why we're not talking about trades right now. Trying to find a new place to really trade at. But to be honest with you, I'm just at a point where I'm not that interested right now in trading, even if it goes way up, just because I'm looking more at the total portfolio. We did that early in the year. We were pretty lucky, honestly, to win as much as we did, kind of trying to cash those chips in if we can. But you look here at the chart for Market Cipher. If you look here, we have been in the money flow, in the red, the negative money flow, ever since about May the 10th, okay? And you come here and you look at this. This is really large. And if you go throughout the rest of the bull run, you'll see we haven't seen this since July of 2020. That was the last time that we dipped into the red right here. And it was just barely. We had a few more dips with the largest, comparable time period to now where we were in the red for the money flow. You got to go all the way back to October-ish, from September to, December of 2019. Okay. It's been bullish ever since pretty much, but we just had a big development. As you will now see for the first time here, we have the money flow on the daily chart. That's significant, popping back up into the green. We do show a little overbought on the RSI here, but that shouldn't really be that troubling. I mean, if you go back and you look through this bull run, I mean, think about this. We've been overbought the entire bull run pretty much. You got to go all the way back to July 26th of 2020 to find the last time that the RSI was green green instead of red. So just because we get in this RSI, and I heard, weren't we talking about that on Around the Blockchain yesterday, TJ? We were saying, like, some people are saying, well, the RSI is showing it that it's overbought.
Yeah,
right?
But then we were talking about how it's a lagging indicator. Is that what you're referring to?
No, well, we were just talking about the RSI. I think you asked a question. You said the RSI is shown overbought right now. Is that scare you?
Yeah.
It shouldn't. The entire bull run we were.
Right.
So that just means things are heating up. Things are getting bullish. Where's the stock to flow chart at right now? I want to pull that up real quick because we haven't looked at it in several days here.
While you're pulling that up, somebody said you in the white shirt today were the yin and yang because I wear black. But
yeah,
earlier
we were yin and yin.
We were wearing the exact same shirt, black shirt, khaki pants,
black polo shirt with a red horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matchy.
We were. It was a very sad moment for me to realize I've stooped to TJ level. I did it for him. I want him to know I, feel his pain of being so unfashionable. So anyways, guys, looking at the starting flow chart right now. You left me hanging to dry. Like, you should have snickered on that one. I knew you did it on purpose. I don't want to call you what I want to call you right now. But you can see here, we should be around $100,000 or so in the next short period of time. We're basically going to see this pop back up to this line. So that's something we should definitely be seeing here pretty soon.
And why September, October? Somebody asked in the chat.
Why September, October? Well, it's a little thing called the Bitcoin Golden Bull Ratio. When you go back and you look at all of the previous halving cycles, and we've only had 3 total. We've had 4 if you count the initial launch of Bitcoin. 51% of the bull run is in between the bottom of the market and the halving date. 49% of it, or it might be reversed. I think it's 49.51. So 49% of it is from the low point of the market. This actually, when it gets bullish, is the low point of the market to the halving. And then 51% of the market is from the halving to the peak. So when you do that math, you work it out. It's been deadly accurate so far. We don't have a lot to go off of. But that says the end of this bull run should be, give or take a week, from September 28th. 2021. And I've been saying that for a year and a half. We've been looking at this date. Very interesting to see. The next 2 months are going to be very telling. I mean, obviously 2 months from now, we'll know, where the top of the market is, if I'm correct. But, you have a lot of people out there that are talking about these longer cycles. I know Benjamin Cowan is one, good friend of the channel. He's been on the show. I like Benjamin. But there's other people that have been talking about this. Even if you listen to Carl or if you listen to Chris, I think, some of them, they even say like, definitely the end of this year, we're going to hit 100K or Q1 of next year. I don't subscribe to any of that. I don't subscribe to any longer cycles, any lengthening of this bull run. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to see swift action as we head forward. And look, you got to look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. We got up to $46,500. What, less than 3 weeks ago, we were at $29,000. Look how explosive that move is. Once we get over 50, getting back to all-time highs, it's going to be equally as explosive. At this point, if I said we just in 3 weeks, we just went up, what is that? $17,000, $70,000. I would say, okay, well, if over the rest of this month, if we were to go up another $17,000, then that would put us right back at all-time highs. So I think we are now on an explosive track for this bull run that, we are going to see by the end. So looking at the Ethereum chart here, Ethereum has had quite a retracement. I mean, it hit 3240. It's at $31,600 right now. We're still playing around at the top of the EMA bands here. Everything's still looking very bullish on the 4-hour chart and on the hourly chart here for Bitcoin, or excuse me, for Ethereum. With Ethereum and market Cipher, I mean, you can check out here. You've got, back in the money flow for the green, which we were actually in the green money flow for Ethereum all the way until the middle of June, due to that explosive run up we had in the beginning of May. So I think things are looking pretty good for Ethereum. I don't see any troubling warning signs. So let's check this out. We got quite a few Ethereum stories here because there's a lot going on with ETH. We've got a video for you guys today on the London hard fork.
Yeah, and just real quick, there's a lot of people in the chat talking about Polymath getting hacked, which I haven't confirmed yet if that's true or not. But
Polymath is not Polymath, it's Polymarkets.
Polymarkets? Because they're saying Polymath, but the main thing I wanted people to understand,
I don't think it's the same thing.
That's not Polygon and Matic. I know what Polymath is.
There's like a $600 million hack, I think.
Yeah.
Polymarkets. What are Polymarkets? What is this?
Poly Network.
The
Bridge.
global.
But
at
just
Polymarket HQ.
But
I mean, I've never even heard of this project.
Right. It's not Matic.
It's not Polygon. It's not Matic.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't even think it's Polymath.
Yeah. So I just didn't want people to get confused and get freaked out about Matic and Polygon.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing when I saw that story. I was like, I hope people don't think this is Polygon, because it's certainly not. Okay.
Poly Network is what people are saying.
Yeah, Poly Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that what I said? Poly Markets. Poly Network.
Yeah.
Oh, Poly Network. What is that? Let's see. So it's not Poly Markets. Poly Network. Don't know. It's not on CoinMarketCap. Poly Network. Biggest DeFi hack. I mean, is it just a platform? I don't know. Once again, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
This is how jank this project is. Their Twitter handle is Poly Network 2. Like, that's how jank it is. So they got 12.8 thousand followers. I don't think it's that significant. Look, I know the stories that are out there, guys. I know people are saying, go look at CoinDesk. Like, I've seen the story. I've looked at the story.
Yeah.
But I still didn't know what the project is.
It's another Binance Smart Chain hack, pretty much.
Big shocker there.
Yeah.
Big shocker there.
So all I wanted to say is it's not Matic and Polygon, so don't freak out.
It's on Coinbase, people are saying?
I don't know.
It's a bridge. Okay, it's a bridge. Good what it is. I don't know anything about it, so glad y'all are informing me. We'll turn this into the BitSquad show, and you guys can just come on here and tell me about crypto.
All right, let's talk ETH.
No, I want them to tell me about crypto. Okay, let's talk ETH. Ethereum burn rate could destroy $5 billion per year. $5 billion per year. More than 20,000 ETH have already been burned. I think it's closer to 21,000 at this point. 5 billion estimated to be burned per year. ETH stake now worth 21 billion. Now, you got to keep in mind, this is also based on the current price. So, when the long and the short of it is, it's going to be probably a pretty consistent percentage of the market cap. So right now it's 5 billion. It could go up or go down depending on the price. Anywhere between 25 and 75% of the BASE is now being destroyed in an ongoing process that may turn the Ethereum ecosystem into a deflationary form of ultrasound money. The truth is they've actually had times when the rate of creation of Ethereum has been negative because of this. It could actually become deflationary. If that happens, Bitcoin don't have a chance. We see Ether held on centralized exchanges. It's now hit a 3-year low, guys, and that's going to be setting a new record every few months here, or every day actually, because more and more people are going to begin staking for ETH2. Their validator nodes are staking on different exchanges. We're going to see this continue to climb. We're going to see this continually diving as we get ready for this. Think about this. I think right now it's about 25% of all Ethereum is staked. Itzy Boss says bullish on Poly Pockets. Well, like Hot Pockets a little better. Also a depression food.
Yeah.
But what I would say here is this. I think it's 25% of the ETH supply is now staked.
Approximately.
Somebody fact check me on that.
I think we looked it up the other day. It was 26.
Yeah, that was the number I had in my head, 26. So probably the right number. Cardano 70%, 71%. So look at that gap. Why does Cardano have so much staked? Because they have staking rewards. We have our own node. You can check out bitboycrypto.com. Go to the top here. We've got this bar that'll take you to our bit pool if you want to stake your Cardano with us. But the point here is people have been, earning returns on ETH for a while now. We are talking about the $600 million hack down there. It is on the rundown today. So that's pretty good. So we've just got a lot going on right now for Ethereum that is extremely, extremely bullish. So I think, do we have the other story? Is this 0.9 trillion market? I think this is supposed to be an Ethereum story. I don't know why this is over here. Okay, so we also have this story here. Crypto whale moves $1 billion in Ethereum while ETH open interest soars to $8 billion. The only reason I'm showing you guys this is because I'm pretty sure maybe yesterday on the show I said there's been more billions moved. I think I said it. I can't remember if I said it for sure, but this is definitely, I knew this transaction was coming. We have so many of the big money moving, so much of the big money moving. And, we're front running a lot of these stories here. We're telling you it's getting moved. By the way, a lot of XRP was moved last night. We'll probably be seeing more stories about that. I don't think they've caught it yet, but a lot of XRP was moved last night. So remember, you always heard it here first. But real quick, want to do a quick sponsored segment here for the show about Swarm Markets. It is a unified exchange for securities and crypto. Swarm Markets is the world's first licensed high liquidity DeFi protocol. The convenience and transparency of DeFi with the confidence of financial market compliance. Here's a little bit of their UI. As you guys can see here, you can put different coins and stable coins into pools. Customized AMM, that stands for Automated Market Maker. They have incentivized liquidity. future-proof your portfolio. It's got a way to do swaps right there on the Swarm Markets page. They have a licensed DeFi layer, institutional connectivity, and new financial products and services. And this is a little bit more about a recent story. BaFin licensed DeFi firm Swarm starts onboarding $15 million of pledged liquidity. And hey, the question is to be or not to be, I guess. Looks like a lot more Bs if you ask me. I'll tell you, I was on a yellow jacket killing spree a few weeks ago. They were at the ballpark. They were at the trash. There were so many of them. They're like 10 kids at the ballpark got stung. So, look, the bees aren't going to be able to cross me. You know the best fly swatter as a dad?
What?
Your hat.
Yeah.
Your hat. I was murking those bees. It was so bad that people were literally going to the store on breaks between games and getting fly swatters come kill the bees. It was nuts. Buttoned up decentralized finance is becoming a thing. Swarm Markets, which claims to be the world's first regulated DeFi protocol, said Thursday it is onboarding signees to its liquidity provider program. The firm is licensed by German financial regulator BaFin. Traditional finance firms are dipping their toes into DeFi pools. That's pretty funny. But are unsure of trading with unknown counterparties and pseudonymous liquidity. Swarm meets regulatory KYC requirements while remaining private. When it comes to crypto regulation, Germany's position is clearer than most, with a provision to allow regulated firms, including banks, to be custodians of crypto. And then, as you guys can see here, here is the price of the token. It was 30 cents back here, 30 cents on August 3rd. And here it's gone all the way up. You guys can see at the peak, it looked like it went 92 cents, 97 cents, 98 cents.
Look there in the middle was the peak right there.
Yeah, right here. But because it didn't close, it doesn't show.
To the right.
Oh, right here. No, well, no, technically. No, teacher, I think you're wrong there.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Wick.
Yeah. So this would have been probably the peak here. Sorry, sometimes this thing gets weird.
Approximately.
So it'd been $1.08.
Yeah.
So, big returns on that. So thank you to Swarm for sponsoring this segment. Of course, nothing from that segment is financial advice. All right, let's move on here. We got total crypto market breaks value of $1.9 trillion. Somebody said BitBoy versus Yellow Jackets. Look out, Georgia Tech. Amen to that. Go Dogs.
Yeah, they didn't like you're supposed to save the bees, not kill the bees.
Look, I'm telling you, if a bee is going to sting my child, I'll kill every single one of them. I'm sorry. That's how it is. You ever had a crying child from a bee sting? You ever had one? So, look, it is what it is. I'll tell you this. I was making several comments that day on I thought the bees were dying, but apparently they're not at the ballpark in Canton, Georgia. Yeah. There were quite a few of them. So I would not kill. If it was just me, I wouldn't kill a bee. But when they're stinging kids, what are you going to do?
Somebody said they'd never been stung. You haven't lived much life then.
What best ointment for a sting?
Tobacco,
isn't it? Dad used to unroll his cigarettes and put it on me.
Yep.
Okay. Crypto markets have recorded a notable rise, surging $700 billion or 58% over the last 21 days. Crypto market has continued a solid bullish trend in early August, with the total market cap nearing $2 trillion. According to data from crypto data aggregator CoinGecko, total crypto market cap broke the $1.9 trillion mark on Monday, retouching this level for the first time since May 18th. Starting July 19th, crypto markets recorded a notable... Whoa! That's pretty funny, isn't it, TJ?
What?
Pretty funny. Starting July 19th, a lot of people consider that
middle of July.
Crypto markets recorded a notable rise, with market value surging nearly $700 billion. Market is still down roughly $700 billion from the all-time high of $2.5 trillion recorded on May 11th. So I want you guys to think about this. It's pretty much what I said exactly earlier. We've been telling you all year, or not all year. We've been telling you since June, early June, maybe late May. I think early June is when we started talking about this. The middle of July. Today, on August the 10th, from the middle of July to today, in a period of, what is that? 11, 12 plus, in 22 days, 3 weeks, pretty much exactly 3 weeks, we've already made up half the ground from the peak. We've already made up half the ground from the peak. 700 billion we've already made up. We just got 700 billion more to go. And we made that up quick. Once again, supporting my theory here that we're going to go up extremely quick. I mean, we've seen it. It's really hard to argue with that at this point, I would believe. But the high was 2.5 trillion. Bitcoin's market value hit above 860 billion on Monday, surging this high for the first time since May 16th. Really want to get that Bitcoin over $1 trillion again. Oh, look at that. Andrew Cuomo just resigned.
Yep.
Wow. I thought he was going to fight. I guess he's not as tough as he says he is. Or he told those ladies he was. Was that bad? Should I not say that?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's a scum of a human, so
Yeah.
he can whatever. He said, no. I was touching all over him. They just took the message wrong. Shut up. Shut up. If you're a man and you work at a place and you think it's appropriate to like just randomly like touch ladies at your work, especially if you're the boss, that's not something that should be going through your mind. So anyways, good on him for resigning. Maybe now his brother might be next. After breaking into $1 trillion assets earlier this year, Bitcoin experienced a major sell-off, with its market cap dropping to $560 billion as of July 20th. Bitcoin's price surged back above 45,000. BTC's market value has increased over 53%. Amid a renewed bull crypto market, some major cryptos have experienced a ranking reshuffle in terms of market capitalization. This is something for you guys to understand, which is that we are going to see, and by the way, people did mention, like, yeah, he also killed a lot of the elderly and hit it. He's not even in trouble for that, by the way. Not even in trouble for that. The elderly really get the shaft in this country sometimes. But the point here is the ranking reshuffling. When we move to the bear market, you're not going to see a lot of projects like we saw Chainlink moving in an upward direction. We're probably not going to see, we're not going to see that across the board. We're going to see things going down. But the important thing is the positioning. It's kind of like one of those races in the Olympics. Like, let's say, is each lap around a 400? I think it is. Like the 1600. I don't know if that's a thing, but like where they take 4 laps around. Mm-hmm. A lot of times they're just in the middle laps there. They're just jockeying for position. You see this in NASCAR as well. Jockeying for position to get in the right spot. Mm-hmm. So when it's time to hit the booster, it moves up. That's what you see in the bear market. You see a lot of these crypto projects, a lot of the ones that got really high that were all based on hype. You see them moving down. We'll see a lot of the meme coins move down for sure. We saw Dogecoin down in the 50s or 60s, I believe, at some point. I mean, it was also in the top 10 to 20 in 2017. Somebody can fact check that. I think I'm going off memory there. But what you're seeing here, where they're talking about the reshuffling, is going to be really important in the bear market, because you might have a project that performs very well because maybe it only dropped 70% instead of 85%, But the important thing is to see where these things are positioning themselves as we head back into a bull market. And it's really getting surreal here, thinking we're kind of probably close to the end of this thing here in a few months.
It is kind of weird. I was thinking about that the other day. So Stormbreaker on Twitch asked, is the best strategy in a bear market to just DCA the whole time for a couple of years?
Sorry, I was looking at Les Martin's comment over there on YouTube. Don't read it. I don't know what that means. I got distracted by that. Read the question again.
Is the best strategy in a bear market to just DCA the whole time for a couple of years into strong projects?
Well, I would say it's the safest strategy. Yeah. It's the safest strategy during the bear market is to DCA. But I would say that, your optimum strategy would be pick up at the bottom, right? Sell at the top, pick up at the bottom. That's optimum. So if you think you know about when that time is, you don't have to be exact. You can be pretty close and be okay. So like if Bitcoin drops down to $40,000, even if it drops down to 24,000, like once it hits 100K, you can feel pretty good about where you're getting in at. So it doesn't have to be exact top, exact bottom. Nobody's going to catch those for the most part. But that's generally what we see. Somebody says, how long will the bear market last? Very interesting. A lot of people don't know this. About 25% of Bitcoin's life, it goes down. 75% it goes up. So the bear market usually only lasts about exactly 1 year. Okay. What happens is you have but it doesn't feel like that. It feels different. Okay. So what happens is the prices are going to peak. Let's say Bitcoin gets to 100K. It's going to drop down to 30K. In the last bull to bear market, that was exactly 1 year, within a week, exactly 1 year from the top of the market for Bitcoin to the bottom of the market. December to December, it was, okay? However, when you see Bitcoin drop all the way down to, let's say it drops all the way down to $24,000 at the low point, it's going to not feel like it's getting bullish. But once it hits the low, that's actually when the bull market starts. That's the year to year and a half. It's about a year and a half from the bottom of the market to the halving, and then a year and a half from the halving to the top of the market. So that's generally about how that works. So we're not probably going to be dollar cost averaging. We're probably going to be more in the camp of letting it fall, and then picking different price points for different coins and buying back in. So somebody said that the Coinbase, he's not the CEO that left, but a very high guy at Coinbase left. That is true. Do you know that story?
No.
Let's see who it is that left here. Let's see. Coinbase employee departure. Is that what I would Google here? Resigns. I should probably hit resigns. And then hit news. I don't see it. Can somebody offer the guy's name? If you guys can find the guy's name. Oh, here it is. Yeah, just an hour ago. But this was actually last night, or maybe I got that information for everybody else. Coinbase boss resigns. Brett Redfern, that's his name, resigned as Coinbase head of capital markets in July. The ex-SEC official left because of a shift in Coinbase's priorities away from digital asset securities. What does that mean? Brian Brooks stepped down from Binance. I don't know. Very interesting stuff. So, all right, here we go. Let's move on. Next story. Breaking crucial crypto amendment fails in U.S. Senate. Here's who killed it. One guy. One guy.
Shelby, right?
Shelby from Alabama. It's not our Shelby from Alabama.
No.
It's not Shelby Robbins in the Alabama Weightlifting Hall of Fame.
That's right.
But now at the peak of his career, trains me and TJ. Mostly me for the peak of his career. TJ's just there as a throw-in. This is another Shelby. This is what is his name? Where is it at? His name is not in this.
They just keep calling him Senator Shelby.
Senator Shelby, I guess. Here it is. So this is what happened. This is why I got killed. So the funny thing is they came on this great compromise. All 6 of the senators that were working on this, Loomis, Portman, Weidman, Sinema, all these people, I don't even know who they are. Half Democrats, half Republicans. They agreed. They agreed on a compromise to put it into the digital bill, right? To put in the infrastructure bill for the crypto. But this guy, Richard Shelby, a Republican of all people, from Alabama, the truest Republican state of them all, I hear, it ended up ultimately futile because Senator Richard Shelby and Bernie Sanders have objected to the amendment due to a dispute over military spending. So I think my understanding of this is that Richard Shelby put it in a dispute for the military funds or military spending. And then Bernie Sanders, I think, offered like a rebuttal to his. So this really ultimately came from Shelby. Bernie Sanders, I don't think, actually played a large part in this. So people say that this bill has officially passed. I think just saw somebody say that.
Yeah.
Somebody said I sound like Bob Odenkirk. Better Call Saul. Okay. He had a heart attack recently. Did you guys know that? Love that show. Did you know that, TJ? You watch the show?
I did watch the show. I didn't know
he had a heart attack on the filming of the last season.
Oh, wow.
It's so sad it's the last season.
Yeah, I haven't actually
because they haven't had a season in like 3 years.
Yeah, I got out of the habit of watching it when they have inconsistent schedules like that.
Especially well because of the pandemic, that's really what pushed it back off.
Yeah, I watched I think season 1 and 2, and that's pretty much it. But it's a good show.
Look at this. Look at Ted Cruz here. Ted Cruz said there aren't 5 senators in this body with any real understanding of how crypto operates. Did he steal that tweet from me?
Yeah.
He stole that? Ted! Listen here. What do they call him? What do they call Ted Cruz? Who does he look like? The Zodiac Killer? Some people do say that. He does look like him. Wait, do they know who the Zodiac Killer is?
I don't know.
I don't think they know. I think people think he is. No, he's like from the Munsters or something. He looks like the grandpa from the Munsters. But anyways, the point is, I tweeted that there aren't 5 people in the whole government who understand crypto. And then he comes right after me and tweets this. Ted, you tweet stealing? It wouldn't surprise me at all from old Ted.
was probably one of his assistants.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't know his Ted Cruz's wife worked for Goldman Sachs. You guys may not have known that. Old Heidi Cruz. Heidi Cruz is thicker than thieves, even more than old Teddy Boy.
Maybe
actually,
she's hiding something.
maybe she's. That's pretty good, TJ. That's a good one. I got to give it to you. I got no response to that one. That's a good one. But anyways, the point here is a lot of people are saying that this did pass. Now, here's what I'd say. I'm not worried about this at all. And a lot of people say, oh my gosh, the language they were trying to straighten out is the most troublesome thing in the whole bill, which is the broad generalization, which is what a broad thing is. A broad generalization of all people touching crypto need to be registered as brokers. And that's absolutely not true. Uncle Fester is what people are. No, it's not Uncle Fester. It's the grandpa from the Munsters. Isn't Uncle Fester from the Addams family? I think. They're doing a Wednesday Addams show on Netflix, I think.
Really?
Could be good. But anyways, the point is that I'm not worried about this at all because they've already shown that there's a huge disagreement about this language in there. This bill, now that it's passed, and this is why, like, I try to preach to people, don't take the news as like end all be all of anything. This is going to the House for final approval. The House knows this is a problem. It will get straightened out. I believe it will get straightened out before it passes. It will not pass in the current way. What's the key? They know it's unenforceable. So they'll want it to be enforceable, so they won't fix it. Ivan Baez, thank you for the super chat, says Charles Hoskins had said he will open up his wallet to fight this bill.
I was going to ask you if you saw that, because we were talking about that last night on the ATB show about needing some big crypto people that have a lot of money to start lobbying and doing some things. And then last night I saw he tweeted that it's about time we start some rallies in Washington for pro crypto. So I didn't know if you saw that or had any thoughts.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we do. I mean, well, shoot, if somebody's going to go fight the battle, why Charles? I mean, Charles offered to fight somebody one time.
Yeah.
Person didn't agree to do it.
He got scared.
Well, we'll leave that where it is. But the fact is that, there's somebody else out there kind of like Charles is not scared to fight. Not scared to fight for what they believe in.
Who's that?
So his name is TJ Shed. He is not afraid to, maybe. But the fact is that, I mean, if somebody's going to be out there lobbying for crypto, it needs to be us.
Yeah.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
How do we become lobbyists?
I think we just start making a bunch of noise.
The thing is like I'm really against picketing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to show it. That's a Mitch Hedberg joke. I read that this morning on a thread somewhere.
So good.
He's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
By far, in my opinion.
I was going to say for one-liners, there's nobody on his level.
No one on his level. Like, even the great me. Like, I can't even touch him. I can't touch him because he's dead. He's under the ground.
Oh, yeah. Sad times.
That was pretty good, too. That was a good one. That would be a Mitch Hedberg joke.
That would be.
Okay, so listen. Let's figure this out. Let's become crypto lobbyists.
Okay.
Want to do it?
Yeah.
I want to do it. We can get some more crypto people in America on board with us. Some people that love. Look, here's a fact. You got to love this country. If you want to destroy this country, then I got no time for you. If you love this country, you want to fight for crypto, fight for America, fight for this technology being useful, then come join the BitBoy Lobbyist Group, the BLG, if you will. Making noise seems like it's right in Ben's wheelhouse. It is. You guys know, like, there was a time in my life where I would have disagreed with, like, that I want attention or I want to make noise.
Well, that's...
I think part of me becoming what this channel is just embracing that.
Yeah.
Embracing my inner attention whore.
Just be yourself.
Just finally being me, I guess.
It was ironic that came from somebody named Tommy Loud Eels.
Oh, yeah. Tommy's always in the chat. We love Tommy. How many people are watching on Twitch?
I'm just saying he's got loud in his name, and he's talking about you making a lot of noise. It's just funny.
Oh, there's Tommy Lou Deals.
Well,
it's not me. It's Tommy.
It's
Tommy.
Tommy Talks.
Somebody says lobbying is just legal bribery. It's true. So we're going to pull out the pocketbook.
That's right.
Hey, look, here. If y'all are on the take, make sure to message me. I don't know if I can say that. I think that's a joke, just so we're clear. Just so we're clear. But it's hard because isn't lobbying legal bribery, really?
Pretty much. That's what we were talking about yesterday. Yeah. Crypto Face said he's willing to start shelling out. So maybe he can pay us to go to Washington and start lobbying.
This just shows it's a big game. Attention, Crypto World Senator Shelby just told us he's actually for the amendment he blocked yesterday, but blocked it simply because he didn't want them to get an amendment unless he got his defense amendment. Ugh. Shelby, you're the worst. You are the worst. You give a bad name to Shelby's from Alabama. And personally, that pisses me off. Where is this guy? Alabama.
Alabama.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We're doing fine. It's been a good show today.
It is. We're running out of Bitcoin and Ethereum, so that'll be fun to talk about.
We're running out of Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah.
Like we are?
No, we are.
Oh, I was terrified for a second.
Everybody
No,
else
we have
is.
plenty.
No, everybody else is.
Yeah, we actually have like 1,500 ETH now. I was looking today. Can I say that?
I can't.
Why? I've showed the portfolio.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, we crossed over 1,500. It's pretty good.
That is cool.
The dominance of Bitcoin transactions of values over $1 million has doubled year over year, hinting at a rising institutional involvement in the crypto space. And we will be doing another updated portfolio video. I think we could do it pretty soon, really. We'll do it next week, I think. You hear that, Nick Demondi? He's the VP of Content Development here at Bitcoin Crypto. Large hodlers accumulating Bitcoin below 50K. Bitcoin transactions over $1 million soar. And I mean, look, I've been telling you guys about all of these billions of dollars. Hundreds of millions and billions of dollars have been transferred over the last several weeks. Institutions have not left the Bitcoin market, even in the face of a 50% plus bearish correction earlier this year, shows data provided by Glassnode. And guys, I think when you look at the Bitcoin chart, when you look at the Nupal and you look at the entire history of Bitcoin, I think all of this was kind of actually predictable. And what I mean by that is the price of Bitcoin, we were not getting major corrections. We did not have a correction over, I think, 26%, maybe 30% was the highest correction we had. In the last bull market, almost every correction we had was 30 to 40%. Okay. There was one a little higher at the beginning of the run, but it didn't really count. Okay. 30 to 40%. We had higher corrections. We never had a major 50% pullback. You go back to 2013, 2014, we had major correction in the middle, 83% correction in the middle. It sloshed down and then it popped back up. Okay. This one, we didn't get major corrections. So it led to a much bigger correction. And definitely manipulation was the major reason, I would say. But just looking at the charts, there's a reason why this happened. We were not getting the correction low enough to make it go higher than we wanted it to go. So we had more of a rounded top at the previous top of this market of Bull Run 1.0. And I think we'll have a much larger blow-off top coming. But the blockchain analytics platform reported on Monday that the dominance of Bitcoin transactions exceeding $1 million has surged twofold since September of 2020, from 30% to 70% of total value transfer. And you can look right here and see the numbers. This is when $1 million to $10 million volume spikes on the dip to $29,000. And you can look up here and you can see the rising dominance of $1 million volume transactions. As the market traded down to lows of 29K in late July, the $1 million to $10 million transaction group spiked markedly, increasing dominance by 20%. This suggests that these large size transactions are more likely to be accumulators than sellers, and is again fairly constructive for the price. So, guys, here's the long and short of this story. Okay, the whales are moving the money. The whales are moving the money. That's the key thing to talk about. Crypto Ric Flair says, "Woo!" Translated, count me in.
We're talking about a meetup in Washington, D.C.
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah. He said count him in.
So I have my my travel baseball schedule. I'm assistant coaching with my 10U travel baseball team. And then I'm head coach for my kids' 6U rec team. So I've got one piece of that. We got to wait until I get all those schedules to schedule the national meetup. There's a long and short of it. So keep that in mind.
Perfect.
I think if I'm a betting man, I think the last full weekend in September would be best on that Friday night.
Okay.
We'll have to double check that. Because that's the beginning of fall break, and that's when they also do no school.
And then we're getting football season in there too.
Well, yeah, but if we do it on a Friday night, it won't interfere with football season. So
yeah, you
guys know Falcons football. We're getting a suite at the Falcons Stadium.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that.
We're getting a suite at the Falcons Stadium. So for all the Falcons and Atlanta United games.
For some reason,
we might give away some trips where y'all can come to the games with us.
Yeah, it hit me today. Like I started getting real excited about it today. because I don't know why I hadn't been excited about it yet, but today it was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody said travel baseball comes first. All my kids' sports come first before anything else. So, let's see here. Was there another? Large number of Bitcoin flows out of exchanges. Supply squeeze underway. This is kind of the same stuff. Supply of Bitcoin on exchanges as a percentage of the total supply has dropped consistently since July of 2021. Based on sentiment data, a BTC sell-off on exchanges is less common when there's less supply available. Now, one thing you guys may not know, and I think I mentioned this maybe a few weeks ago, is what's one thing that's so significant about a lot of these really large transactions that we've been looking at is you might think that that $500 million, because a lot of these were in the $350 to $500 million range, these transactions I've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks. A lot of people think that when that money is pulled off, it's for a purpose, and that they're going to make a lot of big trades in a leverage trade, and they're going to make the price go up, or they're going to short it and they're going to dump it and make the price go down. And sometimes that's true. So sometimes that is true. We do see that. However, there's actually a much simpler reason for the price movements around these withdrawals. Think about it. If you've got $500 million worth of Ethereum on an exchange, now keep in mind, entire market cap of Ethereum is what, $380 billion right now? So if you were to take $500 million of Ethereum off one exchange, just the act of withdrawing the money from the exchange affects the price drastically, because on that exchange, now there has been a supply and demand friction that has been created just by withdrawing the money. It's not always about what happens afterwards. So that's definitely something I learned. I learned that this year. I didn't know that was true. I thought it was always they were just moving it and they were going to sell it or long it or short it or whatever. But it's not actually true. It can actually be very simple. Just move the money and it affects the price. So it must be nice to have that much money. Just move it. You move it and you affect the price. Cardano, let's talk about some ADA.
Yeah, it's pumping right now.
Let's check it out. Let's check out the pump here. Up 4.93%. Is that the latest number? $1.56? $1.55. But it's up 4.8%, 15% for the week. Guys, you remember Charles said that this is going to be a good month. That's what he said. He said, watch next 2 months, good things coming.
Yeah, he's got something up his sleeve.
He does. Look, Charles is sly. He's sly as a fox.
That's the vibe I was getting with his tweets last night. Like, he knows there's something coming. He's about to move back into the spotlight.
I feel like me and Charles are very similar. As you guys know, someone thought I was Charles at the airport. And so I just said, thank you for supporting my project. That's the funniest thing I said. I literally said that at the end.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting my project. Okay. So, but the point here is Charles and I are very similar. We have a hard time keeping secrets. Like, when we got a secret, like, I feel like I'm about to explode with it. I just want to tell you guys. I want to, not necessarily, I want to be transparent, but I just want to tell people, it's kind of my thing. That's why I have a whole channel where I tell people about crypto all the time. But Charles is very similar. When he's got big stuff going on, he can't help but just
tease it.
There's something in the next 2 months. Check it out. A little birdie, a little falcon flew on my shoulder while I was in Mongolia and told me that's a fine looking garden shirt. Me and Charles are like yin and yang. If you compare me right now to his garden, his black garden picture.
Yeah.
You guys seen should we show it?
Yeah, pull it up. It's the best. It's one of the best crypto garden images out there.
Charles Hoskinson.
It's right up there with you and Wendy and Justin Sun and Altcoin
and Altcoin Daily and the other guy,
Tom Schultz or whoever it was.
I think I just got to Google Charles Hoskinson and it comes up. Oh, here it is. I mean, guys, it's tell me.
It's the pose.
Tell me you would fight this man.
No way.
No, not a chance. He might as well be wearing Tweety Bird.
That's right.
On the front of that shirt right there.
You can tell he just built all those flower beds.
Oh, yeah.
He's really proud of it.
He is flexing.
Yeah, he is.
Flexing. I love it. God, look. Hold on. You can show the Charles picture. We look so similar, don't we? Do the zoomed out shot. Look at this. We're the same.
You're the same.
Big stuff coming for Cardano. So maybe we should actually talk about the story instead of flex until my shirt rips.
Yeah.
I did almost rip it, I think.
Okay.
Just
Let's go.
support me.
Let's
support me.
I've
I've supported you for a long time.
I support you a lot.
Sometimes. In an exciting finale for Cardano's series of Alonzo updates, the team behind 88 Input Output Hong Kong has launched a public testnet for the significant smart contract integration, revealing that the Alonzo Purple upgrade is imminent. This is the first time there's been a public testnet for smart contracts on the high-speed Cardano ecosystem. The testnet is expected to host more than 150 developers and graduates of ADA's Plutus Pioneers graduate program, as well as a number of exchanges ahead of a now imminent hard fork combinator event. Testnet will become fully public once this team have been onboarded. I think it should be has. I would say has. Standing as a hugely significant upgrade. Isn't that kind of redundant? A hugely significant upgrade. Is hugely a word? I guess it is. As ADA races toward massive hard fork combinator event, the smart contract integration driven by Alonzo Purple will mark a major milestone in the series of nearly complete Alonzo updates. Let's see. Markets are reassured as tweets confirm team is fully on schedule. So I want to know, when do y'all think this is going to launch? When do y'all think this smart contract, this Purple Alonzo, is going to happen? People say I'm jealous of Charles. Why would I be jealous of Charles? He has a lot more money than I have, for sure. I think he's a billionaire, for sure.
Yeah, no, the best reply there was Chuck Norris don't want that.
No. I mean, really, you could kind of see they might be related.
Could be.
Yeah, they could be cousins.
Yeah.
The ADA team has outlined its Alonzo launch through a color-coded roadmap. We already know that. But Alonzo Purple is the penultimate stage. If you don't know, that means second to last in their updates and focuses on smart contracts. Successful implementation of the upgrades will set the stage for the very last step of the mainnet release, where a hard fork combinator event will transition to Cardano mainnet from what is known as the Mary era to the Alonzo era. Is that right? Shouldn't that say Goguen? The Mary to the no, because okay, yeah, that is correct. Mary was the last hard fork in the Goguen. That's right. This is all the Goguen era. All these are little. So the way it works, they got the big picture roadmap, and they've got individual stages of the roadmap. And so right now we're in the Goguen phase, but it's not complete. Once it's complete, we'll say the Goguen phase is complete. The Shelley phase was the last one that completed. And then what's the next one? Voltaire?
I believe that's next.
I think it's Voltaire is next. Growth over last year has been remarkable. Smart contracts are nearly here, said Hoskinson. Do you think he just knows that they're getting it done for sure? Do you think that's what it is?
Probably.
I don't know, though. It feels risky for him to say that.
No, I think you mean risky to come out and put it out there.
I mean, when they've had so many pushbacks, but you know what? Even his news for February didn't happen until March or early April. So I guess he don't mind being wrong. And I like that about him. I can relate. Not that I've been wrong ever, but okay.
Just not scared of it.
No, I'm not scared. Somebody in our research group even said, they said, "Ooh, don't say it's hitting $100,000 this year. Like, it's a little risky to say that. What if it doesn't happen?" Sue me. That's what I say.
But yeah,
sue me.
Don't though.
Well, yeah, don't really though.
Yeah, we'd win.
Yeah, we'd win. We have Google lawyers. Okay. That's not true. Never use those scallywags. But the facts are, like, we're not scared to tell you what we think and be honest with you. I think that's what a lot of people, they're very hesitant to be honest with how they feel in case they're wrong. I'd rather put it out there. We're right on a lot of things. Just, it is what it is. So Poly Network suffers record-breaking $600 million hack.
Here it is.
It's just, this shows you how much money is in crypto. How much money is in crypto? The fact that $600 million sitting in this thing I ain't never even heard of.
Yep.
And I do crypto all day, every day. Interoperability protocol, Poly Network, it's a bridge, as some people pointed out earlier, suffered an exploit today. Hackers made off with at least $600 million in stolen funds. Multi-chain interoperability protocol, Poly Network, fell victim to an exploit today, resulting in the loss of roughly $600 million worth of various cryptos. Of course, we did mention, excuse me, I'll be out of here. Sorry, I'm trying not to sleep when I'm talking about Poly Network 2. That was perfect timing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're sorry to announce. I love the way they announce this. We're sorry to announce that Poly Network was attacked on Binance Chain, Ethereum, and on Polygon. Developers also stated in Poly Network's Telegram channel, we call on miners of affected blockchain crypto exchanges to blacklist tokens coming from the above addresses. I thought code was law. I thought. According to the announcement, there are currently 3 known addresses that allegedly belong to hackers. Ethereum, which holds 264.8 million, BSC, which is 250.8, and then Polygon at 85 milli. As such, this could very well be the largest crypto hack so far. Previous record was held by exchange CoinCheck, which lost about 530 million to hackers in January of 2018. Someone said, why no Charles interview? We've interviewed Charles on the channel twice, once live and once on pre-recorded. We'd love to have Charles on anytime he'll come. We can actually do a battle of the, what you call it, battle of the bulges?
A flex off?
A flex off. We can have a flex off. I'll wear a white shirt, let him wear a black shirt, and we'll come in here and see who can.
Got to wear your NASCAR button up. Is that the one you wore in Miami?
NASCAR button up?
Maybe it wasn't NASCAR. It was a really loud button up shirt that could barely stay buttoned.
It's a Russell Wilson shirt.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. We're trying to show support for Russell Wilson. We like that guy.
Yeah. So what do you think about this hack? I mean, do you think it was really a hack?
I mean, that's the question, right? I mean, the question is
that looked very go back up and show it was very evenly split between Ethereum, Polygon, and it. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's evenly split between Ethereum and BSC.
Yeah, Yeah, it doesn't sound very accidental.
Charles can speak Braille. Wow,
that's impressive.
That is super impressive. I want to know more about that. Okay. Well, I think here's what I'd say with this. It's hard at this point to know whether or not this was internal or whether this was external. We don't know, is this a hack from the inside or the outside? $600 million to me was something being this large of an exploit. Oh, guys, it's tough to say. I mean, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but it seems like, it would have a high probability of being internally. So I don't know anything about this project. So I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but just looking at the numbers, you leave a back door open that big for somebody to come in and do the biggest hack of all time. Seems like you would want probably to be a little more stringent with your security there. So, but the fact is, I've never even heard of this. And most of the time we have these large hacks. So we did have a Thorchain hack recently. But the largest hacks, I mean, usually never. CoinCheck? You ever heard of CoinCheck? I mean, I've heard of them because I think I remember covering the story, just like I covered this story. So when it's people you've never heard of and there's so much money on there, you got to wonder what's really going on there. So I think we'll find out more about this story in the next few days if we care to explore it and care to look at it more. But what I would say is this. Let's assume that this was not done internally. Let's assume, let's have our rose-colored glasses on and say this was just a black hat hacker out there that wanted to steal some monies. Probably North Korea. Well, North Korea's responsible for a lot of gigantic percentage of hacks. They had over $2 billion worth of crypto that they hacked, I think in 2019, and they used the crypto hacks to fund their weapons program, their missile system.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a true story. You can look that up. But here's what I'd say. We go back to Charles Hoskinson a little bit. Code is law. That's what he said with the Ethereum DAO hack. It's when Ethereum Classic split. Ethereum became the new chain. Ethereum Classic was the old chain. And the whole premise Charles said was like, look, if you're a developer, you should be smart enough to be able to figure out ways to not let stuff get hacked. It's funny that if they talk about blacklisting the tokens, like as an individual, you don't get that right. No. If you get hacked, both Justins at work here, Jay Chains and Justin Williams, they both had hacks in the $30,000 to $40,000 range. Or, phished, hacked, whatever you want to call it. They lost a lot of money for various reasons. We've actually talked about those reasons on the channel if you've watched for a long time. I lost $2,500. I made a video about it. If you want to see my green spaceship box I used to record videos in, look up BitBoy hack and go back to 2018. Lost $2,500. And look, we don't get those tokens back. We don't get to call the exchange and blacklist the tokens from our hack, right? So why do companies get to do this? They're playing on an unfair playing field in a lot of ways. You should have had your security better. What I told people that I know who've had large hacks, including people that have messaged me about different stuff, Obviously, we're large now. I can't reply to all or even most or sometimes even some messages, but I do have a lot of people that message me and talk about different hacks they've had. And here's the advice I always give you: it's a learning lesson. You paid for an expensive lesson on how not to lose your crypto, and I think that the companies and the businesses and the DeFi protocols and the exchanges, they should be subject to that same rule. Learn how to code better so you don't get hacked for $600 million. So, all right, let's move on. Everybody wants me to talk about XRP because we are, as you guys know, I am the supreme leader and commander. Some people call me the Cobra Commander. That would make TJ Destro. Is it Deathstroke or I think it's just Destro.
Is that from Cobra Kai?
No. This is from G.I. Joe, bud.
Oh,
G.I. Joe.
Deathstroke is a character, but I don't know. Deathstroke might be from G.I. Joe. Deathstroke is...
Yeah, it's a comic book character. I think it's Destro.
I don't know G.I. Joe.
Yeah, it's definitely Destro. So this would make you Destro. He always wears black, so I mean, I can see it. And he's very hideous. That's why he wears a mask. So you don't wear a mask, but,
All right.
I'm going to leave that there.
Okay.
TJ, you're not hideous. People want to buy your NFT love, is what I'll tell you.
Yeah, some of the comments on the stream yesterday were pretty interesting.
Were they?
There was some people saying TJ's really hot.
Whoa. Oh,
yeah.
No, it's the temperature. You're probably sweating.
Oh, there we're talking about that too. The two separate things. And I wasn't sweating. It's just the way the lights hit.
You know what we should do? We should take resumes for dating you.
No.
We should create an email address like TJ's Love at bitboycrypto.com. It's not created yet, so don't send anything there. And then if you're interested in dating TJ, my man, if you're interested in dating my man, my partner, you just submit a resume for why you think you would be great to date TJ. Also a millionaire over here, so just
oh yeah, just throw
that out there. Also a millionaire, TJ. Okay, I've been very good to him. So, let's talk about XRP. Okay. Start the clock over. The XRP people are going to want the full 5 minutes.
And then we got New Money Gang going live at 12:50. So
okay, it's right now.
Yep.
But
okay, let's do this story
first. XRP lawsuit. With this latest move, now we see a major part of the SEC's strategy. The United States SEC lawsuit against Ripple Labs saw new developments and is currently trending in the news again. The SEC attorney Jorge Tinrero recently filed a petition for a court order to force Ripple employees to hand over their Slack communications. The introductory bits of the official press release read, and I want to do a follow-up to this here in a second. Plaintiff Securities and Exchange Commission respectfully requests a pre-motion conference where the SEC will seek an order compelling defendant Ripple Labs to search and produce relevant communications between Ripple employees on Slack. Now, if you think that they can't do this, here's the interesting thing, which is, if you didn't know there was a Poloniex, SEC just charged Poloniex Exchange, formerly owned by Circle and Goldman Sachs, $10 million, which, by the way, to Poloniex, that's a blip. That's nothing. That's a slap on the wrist, $10 million. They filed this against them. Why? No token was named. No coin was named. The language from the SEC themselves said that internal communication between employees showed that they were willing to be aggressive putting coins on the exchange that offered a medium risk of eventually being labeled securities. Basically, they charged them because they said Poloniex talked about the potential that they could put some tokens on their exchange that might fail the Howey test. Now, how many of those tokens have actually failed the Howey test and been named securities? 0. Because they were okay with maybe putting securities on and being aggressive with a medium risk, not a high risk, medium risk. They got fined $10 million. So this seems to be, if you look at what happened with Poloniex, you look at what the SEC is pushing for here to get internal Slack communication, they could be looking for somebody to say like, maybe just a DM between two people that work there. You think this is security? Somebody's like, yeah, it could be. Who knows? So let's see what happens there. But it says there are more than 1 million messages yet to be searched, consisting of terabytes of data as Ripple employees communicated via Slack frequently. Defendants agreed to search all messages at the beginning of the discovery phase. However, it ended up being limited to only 1,468 messages out of 1 million That's less than 0.014%. I believe that math is right. A very small fraction that contains some critically important information. Maybe 2 more zeros on that, actually. Fintech firm denied the request to access the remainder of the conversation due to an error in its documentation collection. The relatively, let's see, that's just what they said. Discussions about, so what they're looking for is discussions about Ripple's desire to create speculative trading in XRP, the effect of Ripple announcements and efforts on, and Ripple concerns as to the price of XRP, the relationship and central importance of XRP sales, Ripple's overall business, and the regulatory status of XRP. Kind of like what I was talking about. Looking for somebody to say, like, hey, you think this is security? Maybe. Okay. Like, that's enough to find them guilty, apparently. SEC would have almost certainly been able to refresh the recollection of other deponents. What does deponent mean? Do you know? What does that word mean?
What was the context? Is
deponent?
Like somebody being deposed?
Deponent. Passive or middle in form, but active in meaning. A person who makes a deposition or affidavit. Yeah, that makes sense. A deponent. Okay, so we got more stories on Ripple. So there's one story. Ripple requests extension after the SEC's emergency motion. What I was looking for. Latest development in the Xrp lawsuit. Ripple has sent a letter to Judge Netburn requesting an extension of 2 additional working days. So this is good. So they're talking about an extension, but it's only 2 days till August 16th to respond to the SEC's emergency motion. So we'll have some clarification on this here in the next, few days here. So they asked until the 16th. What is it today? The 10th. Mm-hmm. So by next week, we'll know what is going on with this. But we also have Ripple client Tranglo approved for boosting money transfers and e-money issuance in Asia. Now, if you didn't know, Ripple just got approved for ODL, which is the former Xrp, I believe Xrp, on-demand liquidity. That's the rebranding of that product. We know Japan what is the bank? SBI Bank. They're going to be using the on-demand liquidity for XRP. Remember, the big talking point, even TJ, the XRP hater of all haters, he actually brought this up a couple weeks ago. He said, well, yeah, but like, aren't all the banks using XRP products without having to use XRP? That was the big talking point of 2019, 2020. But that's changed. With the rebranding all of their new products, you have to use XRP inside of it. You no longer can use the products without having to use the token. And that's very, very, very important. I would say probably a part of that rebrand was anticipating this SEC lawsuit. Mm-hmm. Because if they can show the XRP has utility, right, and it has to be used in the software and the user interface and the connection of liquidity, that it's a utility. It's not a speculative coin. It's not a security. So I think this was probably something we saw. So we've already seen this in Japan. Well, now Tranglo is approved for boosting money transfers and e-money issuance in Asia. It gets blessed by regulators to start offering new payment services in Singapore and Asian countries. So we've already got Japan. We're moving to other countries at this point. Ripple recently purchased 40% stake in Tranglo to enhance its presence in Southeast Asia and launch new ODL corridors for local consumers. According to the press release published in the Tranglo blog, the company has been approved to offer services in account issuing and country money transfers, in-country money transfers, I should pronounce that, and e-money issuance. And this is just another sign that the Ripple takeover is happening right now. I'm telling you guys, we're going to see this over the next 2 years. We're going to see more and more adoption for Ripple. This is coming. You can mark this down. Not financial advice, but it is fortune teller advice. I'm telling you this all is coming. And what you're seeing right now is you are seeing all of the chess pieces move into place, just like I put TJ in chat this morning. Okay, guys, so make sure to head on over to BitBoy Crypto on YouTube. You guys check out our YouTube page or subscribe there. So just go to the page. Go down here to Hit Network. Make sure you're subscribed there. But on New Money Gang, our other channel with 42.6 thousand, these channels are growing pretty good right now. Yeah. You can check out New Money Gang, and you come on here, and you can see Justin and Brian live streaming for the Hit Network, for New Money Gang, that is. It's online money making. How to make more money to make more crypto. So look at that shot. Wow, yeah, that's cool.
They've got some cool stuff.
They're actually in our new studio. This is our new studio. It's 37,000 square feet, so it's really large, but this is one portion of it that we are already shooting in, so can't wait to get there eventually. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Good boy out.